All right, we're back. We're live. Well, it's just me. I'm trying to stream on YouTube and Instagram today because it's time to bump this up. And plus, I'd like to build a channel where I can start having people call in, that I can have guests on for everybody. Because I know a few people in the music biz and beyond. So I think it'd be cool. Yeah. What's up, Romaine? I gotta have two chat windows open right now though, because this software I'm using it shows me the YouTube chat, but it doesn't show me the Instagram chat. Anyway, yeah, what's up, Romaine? Yeah, Clowncore, you beat Unknown Metalhead. I can't believe that either. Dante, what's up? How you living? I'm living, man. I'm doing all right. Doing all right right now. I'm just trying to get the YouTube link up so that people can go over there as well. Because I think it's going to help me out if you all subscribe and check it out there. So just got to find here it is. And copy the link. Okay. So here's the link. Here's the YouTube link coming up. That's the YouTube link. I'll keep reposting it. But definitely go over there also and just like chime in, talk on the chat. I'm using this software that it can't connect. It's streaming to both Instagram and YouTube, but the chat it's a catch-all chat, meaning like it can show me the chat feeds from multiple platforms, which I love because then I can just say what's up to everybody and answer all questions, whatever, and we can engage in an awesome hang. But right now, Instagram, it isn't really, it's not connected yet. They said they're working on it, so we'll have to see. So I have to bounce back, but I have my phone that shows me the chat from all you cats on the IG. And yeah, so let's see what you're all saying. What's my favorite modulation pedal? That's a tough question. I don't know how I can pick a favorite. There's so many. If we have to take delay out of this though, because technically that's a modulation pedal, I suppose, right? Got to keep that out. And when I think modulation pedals and I think about like sounds that inspire me, get me psyched to play. Yeah, Chris, that's funny. OnlyFans. A couple people already made that joke. I think vibrato is probably like the desert island pedal, particularly I've tried many vibrato pedals and there are a lot of famous ones, but the one I really love is the Boss VB 2. Is that it? VB2 or VB3? VB1? Whatever the original Boss vibrato pedal is. That pedal to me is like, it's like nothing else, you know? It's just amazing. And yeah, I mean, I use a lot of vibrato actually. If you listen to the song we released, you can't listen to anything else yet because that's the only thing that's out. You might be able to notice that there's vibrato on the bass throughout the song. I just love the weird, warbly, pitchy, whatever it is, you know, kind of vibe it gets. You know, I see people signing in here. This is awesome. What's up? What's up, everybody? Um, I like getting familiar with all your Instagram handles. Don't forget though to also, if you can, if you have the ability to have two devices going or two windows going or whatever, just go to my YouTube. I put the link in there and just sub to that channel, because I don't know if I start doing this as like a podcast type of thing where I start having guests on. I want everyone to be able to you know, check that out. So anyway, it's Saturday night here in Nashville, and it's Central Time. Today was crazy. I set this stream up for tonight. I was like, oh, today will be chill. It's Saturday. I'm not working my regular, you know, my day job, and I'll have plenty of time to, like, you know, whatever, think about stuff that might be fun to talk about for the stream. And then I ended up just doing all this admin, like life admin. Do you all know what life admin is? And I ended up doing all this life admin that pretty much took up the whole day. It was like I was at work anyway, but just like for my own personal life admin. Dante, yeah, there's something about the compression of the VB2 that gives it that glue. Exactly. I don't know, some magic, you know, that's like some Japanese magic, that Boss VB2. That's all I can say. It's like some samurai badassery, but it really is, for me, it is one of the most inspiring vibrato sounds. You know, it's like you can slow it down so it's just kind of barely there, but it's still, I don't know, it still like gives the ear a rich listening experience. Dionysus Alive. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Dionysus Alive. Did you hear about the robot that got arrested? He was charged for the battery. Haha, China symbols. That's funny, man. There's going to probably be a lot of robots getting arrested soon. There's a lot of people getting arrested actually right now. Up in my hometown, NYC. It's dirty business going on in that place. Surprise. Anyway, but yeah, so the life admin today was just out of control. It was just, I'm trying to connect like auto pays, and you know, I'm always into getting points and percentages and Bitcoin for, you know, whatever I'm paying on a regular basis, because I'm paying for it anyway. And so, you know, that stuff could add up to some wealth to preserve. It could add up to a new Boss VB2 pedal. By the way, the Wazacraft version of the Boss VB2 pedal, the one that they reissued a few years ago, is absolutely amazing. It is also made in Japan. I don't know if anyone of you are familiar with the Wazacraft line that Boss started rolling out some years back, but I'm a huge Boss Wazacraft junkie. I've been loving all the pedals that they've been bringing out that are useful for me. I mean, not all of them are I would put into my arsenal, but yeah, I mean, they have the DM1, is that it, right? The original, I guess it's a Bucket Brigade chip that's in there, original analog delay pedal. I believe actually it's the first of its kind stomp box that when it came out in the 1970s, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a long time ago, right? But yeah, so anyway, doing the life admin today, it was crazy how it just took up my whole day. And then I also went and did something cool, had to just to take a break from the life admin, and I went down to my local Kawasaki dealer motorsports shop because I was in need of a new helmet, and I wanted to get a really good helmet. So I wanted to go and check it out in person because buying helmets online, it's not really the way to do it. So I went down there and I got to know them too because I'm gonna be needing to bring my bike in there. And so you got to do these things when you move, right? You got to start, reestablishing connections, making new connections. Oh, I also put a message out to the little music community. I joined a Nashville musician community today, and that was cool. And I actually got a bunch of response. I haven't had a chance to even message people back yet, but about jamming, maybe starting some new projects or working on some stuff. And I think it's a bunch of metal people too, in addition to other kinds of music that got back to me. So it's pretty cool. And 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 oh, what's up, Amy? I have to go back to to the actual window here of the software. What is up? Oh, cool. What's up, Troy Walker? Earthquaker Aqueduct. Love the envelope modes for all the weird stuff. Oh, I don't know the Aqueduct. That's cool. I have never used the Aqueduct, actually. Interesting to know. Thanks for that. I'm always learning stuff. I love it. And what's up? That's cool. Anyway, going back over here. Oh, yeah. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So the stuff I was doing today. Oh yeah. When I went down there, I joined the not down at the dealer, but online rather. Joined the Nashville musicians group. It was pretty cool because I got more response back in just one post that I made. I don't even know anybody. I'm like new here than I ever get from any of that stuff up in New York. So it's just funny, how that is. And that makes me happy because I like connecting with more people, and I like I'm looking forward to doing some jams, and and seeing where that goes. Who knows where that might go, Oh, I see a couple more people on YouTube. That's good. Yeah, don't forget my YouTube. Don't forget the YouTube channel, and you can sub there. Maybe some of you hate YouTube, so you don't want to do it. That's cool. Speaking of YouTube, I wanted to chat about something really fun tonight. There's my link. You can go over there. You can sub, and you can say what's up on the chat there. And because if I start doing interviews with people or getting guests on and all that, I feel like it's going to be better to do that on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe we just do it here, and just you'll see us real tiny on Instagram, right? But yeah, that's the. Oh yeah. So what happened today that was funny was I decided to go look at some comments on the Eye of Mars video. And the majority of them are just overwhelmingly supportive, positive, people loving it, connecting, digging the fuck out of it, which is great. But there were some funny ones on there today, like just the hate, imperial triumphant haters, like we definitely have a ton of those. And I actually love it because I want everything. I want it all. Hate us, love us, it's all good. But we do get quite a bit. And that's just par for the course, Final Incantation, what's up? Rachel, what are some food places you'd recommend in NYC for next time I go, we weren't really impressed by anywhere we tried. Yeah, well, you weren't impressed because there's a lot of garbage. That's why. And New York is famous for just, restaurants that cut corners because the rents are so high, using the worst ingredients, but pretending it's the best shit on earth, but it's not. Now, you can have amazing food in New York, of course. And of course, if you're in the $1 million a plate category, you can find just about anything that's top shelf that's brought in. But in general, it's really mostly a junk food city, like pizza, uh, deli sandwiches that people, think are God's gift to the universe, and I used to eat them, years ago, but that's not really probably what you're looking for. You're probably looking for something that's really good and you will want to experience. So I'll tell you a restaurant that is actually quite good. It's got a Michelin star even, and the owner and the chef is a friend of mine from many years because we lived in the same neighborhood, and it's called Casa Enrique. And so it's a upscale Mexican place that has, if you like pozole like I do, which is the Mexican soup with the hockey corn in it and the pork and all that stuff, that shit is ridiculously good. So I would say you should just go there, but you probably have to make a res because he's pretty packed all the time. Then if you're looking for some good pizza, like Neapolitan style pizza, you can go to this place in Greenpoint called Paulie G's, which is super good. Um, Let me keep thinking, and I'll rattle some other places off as I think. But I actually wasn't. I sort of stopped going out to eat in New York because I got kind of annoyed with the low quality of things. So, and that's just how it goes. Um, what's going on here? All press is good press, Rachel. Yep, couldn't agree more. That's right. Um, that's why what I mean is I love the hate also. It's great. And we're the kind of band that we've been doing this a long time, and you see there's lots of other bands that have come up around the same time as us or even after us that are just way more popular than we are, but that's just the kind of band we are. And whatever. um Chris, once GS drops, so will a lot of the haters. Well, we'll see, man. I feel like there's always going to be haters on Imperial. It's like like we're just that kind of band. But it doesn't matter. We're still going. We're still here. There are still people around coming to our shows, and we're still building the show up, making it bigger, making it cooler for everyone. Rachel, appreciate the Rex. My pleasure. Like I said, as I think of some more, I'll tell you where to go. I don't know when you're going there again, but I'll go there in the winter. It's freezing. Unless you like freezing. Here currently it's still raining. We still got I guess the remnants of Helene still spinning. She came up and then she did shut down a bunch of stuff in the eastern part of Tennessee. Luckily, by time these storm, once these hurricanes, once they go on land, they really lose steam pretty quickly. That's just the way it works. And unless these things are getting dialed up or geoengineering, who knows? That's so funny too, because geoengineering used to be total conspiracy theory. Like you were some kind of psycho if you mentioned that. Like I remember Prince talking about it on some late night TV show years ago. But of course, now there's these big companies that are known, and that's what they do: geoengineering. They fuck with the weather, cloud seed, all that shit. It's pretty crazy. And I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you probably do. But I'm still getting used to my weird existence, which has now gotten weirder because now my job's going to have me traveling. So I got to go to Massachusetts for a month. And we were supposed to go play this festival in Mexico, in Monterey, Mexico, but that doesn't look good anymore. So that, whatever, I guess I'm just, luckily I got this job. That's all I could say. So I could just hang out here local and play with some local musicians and make some cool new projects and keep playing music, instead of trying to make it happen all the time with with a metal band in today's times of live music. That's kind of a shitty time. But yeah, so it looks like I'm gonna have to go up to Massachusetts for a month, Central Mass, that is. So that's gonna be. So I'm still not looking for a place actually because it doesn't make any sense. Like I don't want to pay rent for a month if I don't want to pay rent for a month if I'm not going to be here. Right? That doesn't make any sense. And go through all the trouble of moving and everything. And oh, I see a comment. Oh, another comment here. Rory Base 791. You guys ever consider adding any tracks that have weird instruments like Chapman sticks, war guitars, sitars? Would love to see what you guys could do with some odd instruments. Thanks. Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm a fan of all kinds of instruments. All of us are. All three of us are. We've had weird instruments on our records that we've played. Like we put a theremin, I think. Yeah, I played a theremin on somewhere on Spirit of Ecstasy, and Chapman stick was like I don't love that instrument. I know what's his name was playing it with the weird fingers, like Tony Levin, right? With those weird finger sticks that he would play with. And it is interesting. War guitars are pretty cool. I mean, my friend Colin plays the war guitar, which is pretty sick. He plays it in his band. Why can I not think of the band that I toured with them? We toured with them. Colin's other band, one of his other bands. Anyway, he plays war guitar in that band, and that's pretty cool. So, yeah, maybe that should happen. Oh, what's up, Fernando? What's up, Gustavo? What's up, Trey? And I mean, I've never actually played war guitar to say like, oh, I'd play war guitar in the band. I mean, I don't think Zach has, but I'm definitely open to playing whatever. Put a sitar on a record, yeah. Why the hell not? I would do that. Let me put my YouTube link in here again. Don't forget, you can just sub on my YouTube channel too, just in case this. I'll be streaming on both platforms, but just in case I start moving it over, if I start getting guests on, inviting some special people in the music biz that I have become friends with over the years, I think that would be fun for everybody. I don't know. You guys, let me know if you think that's cool. If you'd like that. But yeah, sitar would be cool. I don't know, like oud. That's a pretty cool instrument. I feel like that would be cool to add to some albums. It really just depends. Like I said, we're in such a weird time of live music. This weird kind of transition shit time. I still love it. I love playing music live and everything, but it's definitely some kind of weird, fucked up time that we're in now. And yeah, I'm glad I have a regular job right now. That's all I could say. But I still never give up on music. I mean, I've been paid plenty of dues, playing every shitty gig, and I still love connecting with everybody at the shows and around the world. That's really cool. That's the cool part of it. Probably the best part of it, really, besides playing the actual music that you get to do for an hour. And yeah, so like I was saying earlier, connecting with these local cats here in Nashville is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. See where that all goes. I got, like I said, I got a bunch of messages from this one post I made, which I was surprised to get that many messages actually. And somebody in the group even was a fan of Imperial, which always throws me, and I always get super psyched when I see that. I remember when I was in Sarasota not too long ago, I got a message from a fan of the band who saw me walking and asked, "Hey man, are you in Sarasota, Florida?" And I was like, "Dude, yeah." And turns out he's a fan, and he bartends at a pretty cool bar down there. So I stopped in and had a hang. It's like, why not? I hang with almost anyone, as long as you're not super fucked up and weird. There was this guy here at my job actually not too long ago that I had to throw out of here because he was like, it's just annoying. Like I'm always giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. I'm into I can't say I hate people. I mean, I'm people. Like that's just me looking in the mirror. I'm into it all. But sometimes there's some people, and this guy was drinking too, and he was getting like, I don't know, he was just getting more annoying with each sip of booze. So I had to just throw him out. It like was reaching my threshold, which is pretty high. Got a pretty high threshold before I'm feeling like that. But sometimes people just piss you the fuck off. So what are you gonna do? Troy Walker says, "Well, if I'm not busy October 5th, some good friends of mine are playing at Dark Matter in Nashville. Panopticon, Primeval Well, and Exulansis. What's up from Huntington, Tennessee?" Yo, that's awesome, Troy. Thanks for the note, man. October 5th. I will put that in my calendar, and if I can make it, I'll come through. I mean, why not? I mean, what the hell am I doing here? Right? Like, why am I here? I'm here to meet some more people and expand the consciousness, as we all are, as we all should be doing. Because that consciousness it's been lighting up. I don't know if anyone's been paying attention, but so much is happening. It's just wild. It's almost get the feeling like this is optimistic feeling of the common people getting access to a time of actual abundance that available for everyone. But the problem is that the people have to allow it in, and the people have to will it, and the people have to stand up for themselves. So it's fascinating. That's all I can say. Very fascinating. October 5th. I'm putting this in my calendar right now. Love this. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start asking around and maybe schedule some people to come on, some guests. Anyone who wants to come on and to an audience of 10 to 20, a very intimate stream that we have here, that we do. The intimate Saturday night stream. Now, again, of course, my European friends, I even got a couple messages that were like, "Yo, man, that's like 4 a.m. here." So my Europa pals will be getting a stream soon. I just have to do that earlier, which can be challenging when you're working all day. So I guess I can do it on the weekend. I could do like a super ridiculously early, like 7 a.m. Central Time stream, which would be totally for my Europa friends. Okay, I'm putting that in Dark Matter, and I'm putting Troy, so I know who to look for. October 5th, Saturday. All right, cool. I'm playing a gig the next day, actually, at Tennessee Brew Works. Um, which is technically my first gig in Nashville that since I'm a local, since I've become a Nashville. What do you? What a Nashville? What do we call ourselves? Nashvillians? Nashvillers? What is it? Abe Sapien 84. Hi again, Steve. Saturday Fever Night. That's funny. Yeah, yeah. Why not Saturday night? I don't mind. I love streaming on a Saturday because I'm just here in my weird place where I'm staying, which is also where I work. So I could be in a shed or a shack. I'm not even. It doesn't even really bother me that much, other than it just feels a little weird sometimes from just like because I'm the only one here. So, but that's also kind of cool too, right? Like Glenn Gould said, for X number of hours one spends with someone, one needs X number of hours alone. And I think doing a lonely live stream, isn't bad. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about Imperial stuff too. So I guess it's been what, 3 weeks? No, 2 weeks. Well, how long has it been since I Mars came out? 2 weeks, I guess. Seems to be doing pretty good on YouTube for us anyway. For a little band like us, it's doing all right. And like I said, the hate comments, were coming in, which I love. I wonder if there's any new ones. Let me check. Let's see if there's any new hate comments. Could be kind of fun to check that out. Let's see if there's any new hate comments on YouTube. Owned by Google, which is owned by Alphabet Inc. Pretty dark. Some weird dark stuff with that company. But we're using their platform that they bought and own. Let's see if it comes up here. There it is. All right, let's see. Ooh, 57,000 views. That's pretty good for us. That's a decent number. 9 days ago. Okay, so it hasn't even been 2 weeks. Now, do we have any? Can you? Yeah, you can't hear that, but I Mars was a great single. What lies ahead as far as singles? Yeah, there's definitely some cool stuff coming up. So this is nope, just the same. Oh, there's one new comment, but it's not a hate comment. That's cool. This person got his own little interpretation of the lyrics. I like it. I love when you all do that. When you all get the interpretation going. That's cool. That's real cool. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. This Mexico thing, like I said, it's not looking good, so don't know. Something else might come out of it, though, which would take us there for a different reason, so we'll see. We'll see. I got my HX Stomp and my pedal board and everything all ready for that. And I was working at night on that. And, John Collette, what's up, John? And yeah, I had it pretty much ready to roll. So it's ready to go when need be. I did have a power problem, though. I think when I was first working, I told everybody, I prematurely told everybody, oh, I have all these things powered by one power box and it's working great. Well, actually, that wasn't true because once it was on for a while, my HX Stomp kept resetting, which my first thought was it's not getting enough power, or there's a drop in power which caused it to turn off and then turn back on. So that was a bit of a problem. And I decided, well, you know what? Let me use this True Tone power box, which I actually like quite a bit. It fits under the pedal board. It's got 6 totally independent, uh, isolated rather power supplies, and you can even adjust some of them to 12 volt or 18 volt, which is cool. And I just decided, let me use that for just my regular pedals. I'll just use it for the regular pedals, and I'll just power the Stomp with its own power supply. So I got the adapter, which switches the polarity back to positive center, because the HX Stomp is a positive center, because line 6 does positive center, not negative center. So I couldn't use the regular 1-spot plug for it. So I got the adapter to switch it back, switch polarities back, and then that allowed me to use the True Tone for my regular pedals and the 1-spot for just the HX Stomp. And now it's working flawlessly. I mean, what I did was I turned it on and let it run for like 12 hours, because I was like, if this fucking thing craps out, I can't use it. I can't be on stage, playing a show, beating the fuck out of my bass, and then all of a sudden the HX Stomp, what's up, as the crow flies? And then all of a sudden the HX Stomp, what's up, de la Huerta? And all of a sudden I got no sound. Like, what? Like, that's not reliable. That's not even usable in my world. That's like saying, oh, Steve, how much latency are you okay with to play music? And the answer is goddamn zero. Zero latency is what I'm okay with. That's why I couldn't jam like online, like during the global shutdown. People were trying to play music together online, and that was just ridiculous, because that's just stupid. Can't do that, And there's some more comments here. I'm chiming. I'm catching up here. I got to go back and forth. So, Troy, I think Ryan, Kenny, and Kevin Scott have something in the works. Last I heard. Cool. That's awesome. Are you talking about Kenny, my drummer? That's or are you talking about some other people? Rory Bass, do you have any tips on how to balance out the responsibilities of a day job and also stay consistent on musical endeavors? Man, that's a really good question, bro. I'm doing it currently right now. I mean, basically what I do is I just work all day. And this week in particular was like completely insane, with some extra long days, a couple of days a week, and some events that I had to deal with here and, be present for. So I couldn't really work on any music in the evenings like I normally do. So what I do is I'll work at night. I'll get up early if I have to, and I'll practice piano, just because I gotta have time to practice. Otherwise, I feel like I didn't, do my yoga or my meditation, basically. So I try to get to that. I can't get to it every day. That's just unrealistic. But I try to get to it as much as I can. The only way I can get to it every day is if I just sit at home and don't work like a loser and just, be a piece of shit. But I can't do that. And so I try to get in there. Good evening, David. I see your comment. And try to get in there, and then really the best though is like evenings. I don't know what kind of hours you got for your work, but oh yeah, Troy, yeah, cool. Kenny rules. I love that. I love Kenny. I can't wait to hang out with him again. Um, and then of course weekends. If you happen to have a job where you have weekends off, I'm not used to having any type of regimen or set schedule. I haven't had a day job in probably 20 years because all I've done is music and film stuff and videos stuff, and odds and ends here and there, some AV work at times, or whatever the fuck I have to do to pay the bills. But I think that yeah, if you got weekends and evenings, like kind of like the cell phone thing, nights and weekends. If you got nights and weekends free, then you just got to squeeze it in, because that's like what's important to you, right? Playing music is, assuming, is important to you. I'm assuming you play the bass since your handle's Rory Bass 791. Um, so you got to practice the bass. You got to play the bass. And I don't know if you're in any projects or you got any bands or anything, but that's always good. Also to have bands or musicians to play with. But overall, it's one of the biggest challenges of being a musician is doing what's up, Shelby, is doing the work that you got to do, because that's how it is, right? We need to pay bills. And of course, with the fiat standard, that's getting more and more challenging. And that's something everyone should check out if they feel like it's just check out the fiat standard, and see like why it's more and more difficult to work a full-time job and still and not and be able to pay for your life, basically. And I'm not talking about living extravagantly or anything. I'm talking about just normal, just on the humble side, um but yeah, so that's how I deal with it anyway. And so far it's I'm actually kind of enjoying it, like, because I work. I love working. First of all, I hate sitting around. I like to work. I like to be productive. I like to get things accomplished. Yes, I like to be doing creative things most of the time, but sometimes there's phases of life where you can't do that all the time. So I try to get the creative stuff done when I'm in a phase where I have the opportunity to do that and where I have the energy and inspiration to do it. When I made my synth album that I always tell everybody about, because it's some of my favorite music I've ever made, just a few months ago, that was one of those kinds of things where all of a sudden I was just super inspired to do this thing. So I just set up all my shit in my room without striking it. I had it set up so that whenever I came home, this was in my rap box up in New York. Whenever I came home to the rap box, I was able to fire everything up and then, just start making music, just start creating. And so I'd create music, and then eventually I was just doing that all night, all day if I had the days available. And eventually I had the album basically done, like it was cool, and I I love it. And so that's what you got to do sometimes. Rory bass. I'm mostly composing and recording, but do have a fusion group, and I play more war guitar these days. Oh, cool! You're playing war guitar. Sweet. Yeah, that's awesome. And you got a fusion group. That's cool. You guys play. You guys play out. That's always really good to do, of course, as a musician. Even though live music's in a weird place these days, but it's still good for us to get together and play. Where are you located? Where do you play shows? Uh, that's probably a good thing to do. Um, and anyway, yeah, getting back to the struggle is real. That is basically what I'm talking about, right? I mean, we're all dealing with that. Uh, and also, I guess it depends where you live too. If there are ways to still be able to live in a more affordable way geographically, depending where you're located. I don't know where everybody's from. I know where some of you are from, but And I always love knowing where people are from, because to me that's fun. That is just a lot of fun. And oh, you're in Alabama. Okay, cool. That's you're not even you're just one state from me. I mean, you're in the southern part of the state, but still, that's cool. Yeah. So if you're, I said mobile, and I feel like you guys don't say mobile. I feel like you say mobile, right? Please correct me, anyone from Alabama, because I hate doing all that stuff wrong. I've been doing that here in Nashville. It's been hilarious. People correcting me. I kept saying Hermitage because that's what it looks like to me on the map. And then of course everyone's like, dude, what it's why are you saying it all fancy Hermitage? It's not Hermitage, it's Hermitage, bro. What's wrong with you? Oh, Chris said it's Mobile. Is it Mobile? Is it Mobile? Is that what it is? I guess well, I mean, somebody's got to. I need more people to say if it's Mobile or not, so that I know for sure what it is. We actually played a show there a couple of years ago with Couch Slut, but we rolled through when it was the day after some crazy party, like city party, and so what happened was everyone was hungover and passed out all day from the night before from over partying. Did the gigging stuff for a time, mostly cover stuff down here, so got sick of that and wanted to just write music for myself. Haha. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So it is Mobile. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Rory Bass. So it's Mobile, Alabama. Okay, I gotta remember that shit. Oh, you were at the show. Sick. That's amazing. That is amazing that you were at the show. This is what I'm talking about. See, this is how cool playing music is, because I'm talking to people who've been to our shows. So, and some of you I've met too. You know, some of you I know obviously, but some of you I've met. And that's just what the fuck is cooler than that, you know? And getting back to your other comment about writing, got sick of that, so you just wanted to write music for yourself. I totally get that. Totally get that. And I'm putting my sub to my YouTube. Just subscribe. Don't worry about it right now. I probably should just make a new YouTube channel that's Imperial Bass Guy. But I already have this channel for years and whatever. I'm just using it because it's there. But yeah, just sub to my YouTube channel, and you can be in the chat box there as well. And yeah, just let me know. I'm gonna think about getting some guests, and probably got to figure out the best times to do this. I feel like Saturday nights is not the best time to do it. It should probably be like Sunday or weeknight, maybe. Weeknight, maybe like Sunday early for my Europa friends, and then a weeknight for my North, Central, and South American friends. I think that makes the most sense. And because I got a lot of people in mind to interview, and some of those people are, you know, personal friends of mine from back in the day. Some of them are colleagues in the music industry that I'll just reach out to, or friends in other bands. I think it'd be pretty cool to do that. I don't know what you all think, but and I could just have people just literally just dial in. So we could be doing this anywhere. I mean, if they're in the Nashville area, I could even invite them down here and do it, you know, do it live. That would be actually pretty cool. And asked you guys if your music is atonal, and you said it's up to how you perceive it. That's hilarious. That sounds like something we'd say. I don't know who you asked of the three of us, but we'd probably all answer the same way. Yeah, I mean, that's true, of course, because some things that sound perfectly harmonious to me sound like a bunch of noise and garbage to other people. That's just in the eye of the beholder, I suppose, right? And so that's part of the deal with music. And I get asked that a lot though about modern music, or the word avant-garde is used with us all the time, but I don't really use that word because to me avant-garde is a whole different thing than what how it's being applied by people. Avant-garde to me is like shit that's so awkward and weird that it's uncomfortable. You don't know what the fuck is going on. Like somebody standing in a corner naked, beating a floor tom with while someone else is holding a pet rat, and then there's like a giant poster of like a witch made out of tinfoil, and then at the door where everyone comes in is like a magician standing there, but playing one note on a violin that makes no fucking sense. Like, that to me, avant-garde is like that. So I'm not sure about the term avant-garde, but for some reason it seemed to go with us by people, and so that's how it's referred. But the real stuff we like to talk about is more often we like to talk about good barbecue, because we love good barbecue, which doesn't really exist in New York. I mean, there's a couple of places that are sort of barbecue, but not like what I have down here in Tennessee or in Texas, or even, I've had amazing barbecue in North Carolina. That shit is also off the hook, I gotta say. All different, all different styles. Even here in Tennessee, they got different styles. Like it's split up even. It exists in Florida. Yeah, that's true. Actually, my pal from Florida. You can find it. Not like what I'm having up here, though. I gotta say. Any plans for a special Halloween night with Imperial Triumphant? No, no. We've done that in the past. Obviously, we're totally like we're. I mean, we are the perfect Halloween band. We've done some really cool Halloween shows at like at St. Vitus, And I'm trying to think. I feel like we were on tour for Halloween one time too, playing a Halloween show somewhere else, but I can't remember. But yeah, this year, no, there's no plans. We don't really have much touring plans for the rest of this year, so we're just doing what we got to do, and just like everybody else got to do. Sometimes you just got to do. No such thing as a wrong note, man. Yep, I agree. It's whatever. Now to me there's a balance that can be struck, to keep things from being completely self-indulgent and boring or meandering. I do like to sort of try to figure out the balance. I feel like I've always been drawn to music that was about balance. Because you got cats like Cecil Taylor that just come in the Village Vanguard and just smash the fuck out of the piano for an hour and then go home, and that's cool. And I can dig a bunch of that. I would probably want a break from that and something that I don't know, comes in and some harmony, melody, whatever. I don't know, whatever whatever term you want to use for it. But anyway, getting back to this, what I'm really been thinking about these days, because I'm always working on bettering myself and expanding my consciousness into the collective consciousness in this realm or simulation or whatever this is that we've probably all done before. Even the concept of reincarnation, when I was a kid, I sort of discounted that because I was taking it at face value. I didn't understand allegory and metaphor, so I didn't really appreciate where that was really coming from, and that music is connected to all this so in such an unbelievable way, because it's a force that exists in the universe, just like electricity and just like whatever the hell consciousness is. And so expanding that requires a lot of work on the self, since we're always looking in the mirror. And there's always a way to improve your existence through manifestation of accepting and allowing abundance into our lives, and positive flow. And that is, I've been witnessing this happening in my own life by doing the work. It's pretty wild, actually. And it's pretty wild to be living in a time when you can feel like this stuff is, oh yeah, take care, Rory Base. I feel a lot is also about the arrangement in the groove. Yeah, I totally agree, man. Anyway, have a good night. And that just to me seems like, I don't know, just things that I should have probably paid attention to when I was younger, but at the same time, if I did that, then I wouldn't be thinking the way I'm thinking now and experiencing all this incredible stuff that I'm experiencing now, so it just goes how it has to go. And that's okay. It's like when you're in a band and there's a lot you try to do. It's a lot of work, and just keeping a band together is probably one of the most challenging things someone could take on, aside from basic survival. If you are unfortunately in a position or in a geographical location where that's your day to day, but if you have that okay, then you can make a band, and then you got to struggle with that. You got to struggle with keeping that band together, really, is the thing, So that's definitely something to think about, and I'm just getting a message here. Not sure if Nashville got hit. No, we're all right here. We got lucky here. The storm fucked up Eastern Tennessee and a bunch of other places, but we got all right here. So we're all right here. Anyway, and yeah, so abundance doesn't equate to things anymore. Abundance is the lack of thing and more appreciation of what you've got. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Things are not really what we're looking for. We just think that we're looking for things, But what we're really looking for is an expansion of the consciousness. And, having more financial freedom can help with that. It can be a part of that. There's no doubt, because that is, that's a tool. that's a tool to do things that you'd like to do or endeavors that you'd like to do. Like I said, I hate sitting around. I always like being productive. I'm probably doing these streams because I'm not used to having a day job and I'm living in such a weird kind of isolated situation that now I'm doing this, which is still kind of productive, right? Because I'm sitting here chatting with you all, and I set this up with the lights every night and this whole thing. And so abundance is many things. And when I say abundance, I'm definitely not talking just about necessarily, money, which that's a whole conversation into itself anyway. What is money is a conversation, right? The Federal Reserve is nothing federal about it, and it has no reserves. That's the joke, and it's the truth. But anyway, so yeah, but the thing is about it is that those things, some of those things are cool, and some of them you might enjoy. You might like to collect guitars, for example. But if you allow the abundance on all the levels, then it will manifest. Everything that exists in civilization started as an idea or as a thought. It was all manifested from our thoughts, from our imagination. Music is created partly from our imagination, partly from just being a force in the universe that's already there, that you grasp at, that you tap into, that you plug into. And, oh, what's up, Belay? Got a couple people joined. And, yeah, and so that to me is, a kind of a big deal, because imagination is it's also connected to freedom too, right? Like Sartre talked about when he was in prison for being in the resistance during the Great War in Europe. He said he was still free because of his imagination, right? And then he also said man is condemned to be free, which, if you start to think about that and you start to realize how true that is, especially when you look around at what happens sometimes, especially in the large groups, in the majority consensus, when large groups of the population just begin to just follow orders by an organization that they think cares about them but could care less about them. That's an example of man being condemned to be free. And that's really interesting too. And music obviously makes you feel free. Playing music is a time of abundance and freedom while you're playing. I can tell you that because I've been playing music for a really fucking long time, and I've even tried to quit a couple times, and it's not even possible. Can't quit music. It just is not possible. And I see people jumping in, jumping out. That's cool. Come on in. Come in for 1 second and then leave. Don't matter. I'm here, ranting away in my weird corner. And yeah, so that whole thing, that was really off-putting in New York. Like the authorities were looked at as, during the global shutdown I'm talking about, they were looked at as if they were like, they really cared about us. People believed that. Meanwhile, look, like the mayor right now, he's been indicted, right? They're arresting him, or they may have arrested him already. It's current mayor I'm talking about. The police commissioner of the NYPD resigned not too long ago. It's just all the same garbage. And Imperial Triumphant, we kind of sing about that evil. There's a lot of evil, right? But there's also all this amazing shit that's part of this life. Like it's amazing to be alive, And no matter what the situation is, like it's amazing to just be doing this thing, participating in whatever this thing is. The fact that I could plug my bass into a bunch of pedals that turn on and route electricity into weird resistors and chips, and then back into more copper wire, and then back into this thing that has power in it that amplifies the electricity and then shits out fucking music is unbelievable. Like when you start thinking about it, it's the craziest. And for me personally, I really have no idea what it all is. It's really like magic. Doesn't I may understand how things work technically, but it's still like some kind of weird, crazy, wild magic. And that's kind of a big deal. But I think I'm gonna end that here tonight on this Saturday, 2110. I hope I got everybody's comments. I feel like I'm not seeing everybody's comments all the time, but the next stream will be happening at some point. I gotta figure out like if it's gotta be a scheduled thing, and I'm gonna think about getting guests now that I got this software, because now I can have people call in, and I think that'll be cool. And real quick, I'll answer this last question because I heard you mentioning films. Can you elaborate? Well, I'd love to make a feature film. I have this idea. I have this idea for a film that I've made an outline for, and I've sort of written a big chunk of a treatment and a script that I'd like to make at some point, and I think it'll be cool. It's about a dude who's disillusioned with his current state of existence, and then goes on this insane spiritual journey by motorcycle out like long distance, in the United States, and along the way meets has 12 encounters that expand his consciousness and his state of awareness to levels beyond the five senses that we're told are the five senses. Outside of the science and materialism matrix, I think that would be a cool movie. I'd like to see a movie like that. So hopefully that'll happen at some point. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. And abundance and opportunity is coming everybody's way. So be well. And of course, fuck them. God bless them. Aloha.